Okay, so here today we're going to talk about mindful first date tips. So first dates are kind of when there's the widest amount of possibilities. Things could go really well, things could go horribly. You could be friends for years, you could get married, you could never see each other again. Anything can happen. So my number one tip, which I've learned over the years, is to do something that you unconditionally, and your friend, whoever you're going out on the date with, unconditionally enjoy. So if you have a bad time, if you have a good time, either way, you're doing something that isn't a waste of your time. So personally, I'm not a huge drinker. I appreciate a good scotch or beer or a glass of wine or whatever, but I'm not a big drinker. So I prefer to go on a dog hike because my dog always needs exercise. And then you're outside in the sun and it's beautiful and you're getting some exercise. So that's great. So that's my call. But your call could be totally different. It could be, I don't know. I personally don't recommend going on a dinner date for the first date because if you're not enjoying it, you're kind of stuck in this like hour and a half long interview process. But there's exceptions to every rules and every rule, and none of this should be regarded as a rule. So do something you enjoy and you want to do anyway. Go to a book reading. That's a great one. That's something I don't generally do. I would really enjoy it. Go to the planetarium. That's a random idea. Go on a picnic. These are things that maybe you could enjoy even if it's not going well. And if it is going well, obviously, then it'll just double the fun. All right. So let's see. Again, if the day goes poorly, you're still doing something you wanted to do and it's not a waste of time. So I tend to be nervous in first dates. Sometimes I have great chemistry with someone and I'm not, and it's just like hanging out with a fun friend and there's some attraction and everything's easy. But usually, even if it's going to be good or not, there's some nervousness involved. So if you're nervous, one great way to sort of do meditation in action, because you don't want to be meditating during the date, probably, unless you're going to the Shambhala Center on your date, is if you find yourself fidgeting, checking your phone, doing anything random with your hands, fiddling with your pockets, fiddling with something, fiddling with your hair, just relax your fiddling and don't fidget. In Buddhism, they say fidgeting is a sign of fear or nervousness. So you can actually just kind of get rid of that fear, or calm it rather, just gently by not fidgeting whenever you find yourself fidgeting. Don't try to fill the space. Listen. It's okay to allow gaps. The other day, I was hanging out with a friend. We were driving up into the mountains, and we were talking a lot, and it was fun. At some point, the mountains were beautiful, and we weren't talking for quite a long time. And that's, one of the definitions of good relationship is that you can just enjoy being with each other. You don't have to fill the space. You can practice that on a first date. Great date advice for me, and probably for many of us, certainly for one of my good friends who I can think of, is don't drink more than you should. That means different stuff for different people. If you are drinking, if you are out at a bar or whatever. For me, I generally don't like to really drink at all on a date. If I do drink, I'll probably just have one and enjoy it. I don't like to have more because then I either get, because I'm a workaholic, I get sleepy, or it becomes party time. It's sort of a wild card. And with a first date, you kind of want to be pretty chill. So anyway, consider how much you're drinking. Pretty obvious, but many of us mess that up. If you're the guy, the man, this is an age of equality. So first date, yes, it is romantic to pay. I always would or do. But I generally like to wait for my date to offer, or at least to kind of, do a little purse fake, like gesture that she might pay. Once you see that gesture, you can say, no, I got it. You don't have to make it a huge game. It doesn't need to be a feminist statement, but it's wonderful to kind of have the idea that you could go Dutch. And if she insists or he insists on going Dutch, then that's great. It's always a tricky one, but I personally don't like the assumption that the man should pay or that the woman should be paid for. All right. Um, let's see. The final tip, we'll come back to that. Let's see. Dress up a little. So this is a tricky one as well. If you're going to a casual pub or something, you don't want to be dressed up, but dress for the occasion. So if you're going for a hike, dress in stuff you enjoy. If you're going to a pub, dress in stuff you enjoy. If you're going to a fancy event, some fundraiser, dress up. Like however it is, dress for the occasion. That'll help you kind of manifest and be confident and relaxed. Help you get your game face on, but no games. Fewer games, the better. Don't text more than you need to. All right. Make sure to ask lots of questions and listen. Don't just talk out of nervousness or out of macho-ness or bragging. Really try not to brag at all. Tip well if you're out on a dinner date. This is generally good advice, but really be mindful about treating the waiter and waitress well, or whomever you're interacting with who in the course of your date. All right. If you're an introvert and you're nervous, do something you're comfortable with. So maybe you want to do something quiet. You want to go to a poetry reading. I don't know. If you're an extrovert, exact same advice. Do something you're comfortable with. I'm sort of both. So I just kind of feel out what's going to make me comfortable and what's going to make my date comfortable and what we both will enjoy. Okay, the final advice for now, since I think we're well over time, is don't listen to other people's advice. Or rather, do listen to everyone's advice, all your friends, everyone will have advice, but then fundamentally come back to how you feel about it and go with your inner voice or your gut. Go with your instincts. Go with what makes you feel comfortable. Again and again, I've had to learn this one. I'll go with other people's sort of projections on what I need or what's good for me or whatever. And then ultimately I'm like, I should have just done what I feel ultimately. That said, it is good to listen to your friends and you can learn a lot. So I hope that was helpful. Dating can be an occasion for mindfully connecting in a genuine way beneath all the surface stuff. Surface stuff can be fun, but it's good to, like those 36 questions, we'll link that in the YouTube info. It's great to have a genuine connection on a date, and we can all practice that.